Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Teens, and I'm your host, Boogie Down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Pisces, spicy Pisces. Pisces, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you. If you have Pisces as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, or South Node sign, quick shout out to my shirt. And I don't have a Pisces shirt yet, but this is a Virgo sweatshirt. You should get you one because it's getting cold out here, and I'm a brand ambassador for the Boardwalk brand. So click the link in my bio. Sorry, I just want to get in my way. Click the link in my bio. Look up your zodiac sign. You can see they got t-shirts, they got hoodies, crew necks, anything you want for the wintertime, and get your sign. All right, so I think that's mostly all I want to shout out for right now. Shout out to my shop, my tarotbybronx.com shop. The oils have been going crazy. Y'all have been buying out everything up there. The clearing spray, the money oil. I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. And I'm glad that my oils have been working for you as well, for money, love, whatever you're trying to do. All right. So with that being said, let's get into your reading, Pisces. Let's flip over these cards and see what you need to surrender. Two cards came out for you, so I'm going to take both of them. Ooh. 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 Okay, so we have surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And then you have surrender to success. So I feel, in a nutshell, healing equals success, okay? There is no downside to your healing. All right, the more you heal, yes, it'll be uncomfortable, it'll be feeling strange, it'll be feeling weird, but there's nothing that can go wrong from you healing. It's only gonna be something good and up from there. You have excuses are keeping you stagnant. All right, I kind of want to bring this closer. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's much better. It was like so far I could barely even see myself. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm such a Virgo. I'm very picky with things like setup. But yeah, so again, there's no downside to your healing. You have excuses are keeping you stagnant. So some of you are making excuses as to why you cannot move on. You have they don't care, move on. So something about maybe a grudge that you might be holding on to, or something that you're still not over that somebody has done to you, or it's like there's some type of excuse that you're making for yourself as to why you cannot do something, as to why you cannot move forward, okay? And so it's best to just hold yourself accountable and say, okay, you know, somebody might have did something to me in the past, or I'm working through these issues, but I can no longer blame anybody else for what I need to do. I need to just do it, right? Excuses are keeping you stagnant. You have snake, forbidden. So maybe it's going to take you going into some deeper, darker parts of yourself so you can unlock the success that you need to. But it's time to stop making excuses. It's time to get going and move on and fully move forward so that you can have the success you deserve, the life you deserve. All right. Shout out to my everything deck as well. This deck, I did put it on my website and it's sold out now. So you have to wait for the next round if you want one. Possibly by end of November, it should be done. But yeah, so what does Pisces need to stop making excuses about? Ooh, hold on. What does Pisces need to stop making excuses about? What does Pisces need to stop making excuses about and start working through? Self-sabotage. What does Pisces need to stop making excuses about and move forward? Okay. So self-sabotage, let's start with this. This has come out for you a few times now in the last few months, Pisces. It has. As to making excuses as to why you self-sabotage. Instead of taking accountability for your healing, taking accountability for the ways that you made mistakes, the way that you have flaws, errors, instead of like wanting to face that and fix it, it's easier to just run away from it. It's easier to be like, well, somebody else did this, that's why I did that. That's how we are as humans. We all do that, all right? But there's some things you need to be willing to fight for instead of just being like, well, it's not going to work out anyway, or it probably won't work out, so I'm just going to let it go, leave it alone, or I'm not going to fight for myself. What do you actually fight for? If you don't fight for yourself, what are you fighting for? Yourself. You should always be the priority of what you're going to fight for. You're going to be like, I don't have to live like this. I don't have to live in this state of panic or, you know, whatever emotions that come up in this, that came from my childhood, trauma, past relationships. I do not have to live like this, all right? Sabotaging your own happiness, okay? What you're making excuses for, your happiness, as to why you cannot be happy. Like, you cannot be happy until you have XYZ. Why not? Because once you get that, you're always going to want something else. That's just how we are. That's life. Okay, there's someone better. Making excuses as to why you cannot move on. They don't care. Move on. Making excuses as to why you're still holding on to somebody from the past, or, you know, some story you've made, or like maybe, you know, somebody made you mad and you're still holding a grudge and they're over it. They're already moving on with their life. So you holding that grudge is going to just bring you down. How does that help you? You being mad at somebody. This does not mean that you can't hold people accountable. Like, if somebody tries to come back into your life, that doesn't mean you have to let them back in. I'm saying you, like, staying focused on somebody like, oh yeah, they're going to come back and fix it. Or, oh yeah, they're, you know, refusing to fully heal because you're still holding on to hope. Something is blocking your healing. Okay, something that you're still holding on to. It's preventing you from fully embracing healing, fully diving into a new situation. Okay, it'll work out. Some of you are being stagnant in a place where you know you're supposed to move somewhere else, or you know that you want to start looking for a new house, looking for something to transition, and you just haven't been. All right, or in your communication, maybe there's some things that you need to clear up. You have letters in name, A, S, H, L, or N. This could be letters in your name, or this can be somebody else's initials. There was something else I wanted to clarify. What else do we have for Pisces? For what they need to work on right now. That's about it. Anything else for Pisces? What was that? Single, time apart, ex or past love. For many of you, this is a relationship like you're still waiting for someone to reach out. Okay. However, I honestly feel like there is, for many of you Pisces, there is something that you are still pining over from the past, or still really stuck on. And it's like you'll never be able to heal if you don't let yourself move forward, if you don't like kill the situation in your mind completely. Okay, if you don't kill the situation in your mind, it's always going to be like you're wanting to go back to that place and fix it, or you're waiting for somebody to fix it, or waiting for somebody to wake up and understand. You're prolonging your own healing instead of ripping the Band-Aid off. That's the message. You need to rip the Band-Aid off. What Band-Aid? I don't know. It'll be different for everybody, but for many of you, it's about a past person. This can be an ex, a friend, a family member, where you're like thinking one day they're gonna wake up and just get it together, or from the time apart that you two have, or by, you know, you being single, or y'all both being single, somebody will wake up and understand where they messed up. The only one that needs to wake up and understand is you, because you can't control what anybody else does, you know? So instead of waiting on or trying to go back to something that's probably not good for you anyway, or it's forbidden, or you're thinking like somebody will wake up and get it together, work on you. Work on you, focus on you, focus on your spirituality, angels, angel numbers or guidance, or ancestor altar. Your ancestors are trying to guide you in a new direction anyway. So, you know, trying to go back to a past situation will prevent you from feeling the uncomfortable feelings of needing to heal. But that's where you need to be going. You need to be moving forward, not going back to forbidden things from your past, okay? Or not making excuses about why you can't be happy because somebody hasn't apologized, because somebody, whatever excuses it is. Now, Pisces, I know this is a little bit of tough love today, but this is the message. You know, I don't beat around the bush. I have to give it to you straight. And this is not for the Pisces, because I already know somebody could be like, oh, well, you don't know what they did to me. That is very valid. Your experiences are always valid. Somebody could have hurt you. That is, your feelings are always, always valid. Do not let anybody ever invalidate your feelings. What I'm saying is, after somebody hurts you or after somebody does something to you, it is then your responsibility to navigate how that's going to affect your life, how that's going to affect the people around you, how that's going to let you, you know, that doesn't give you an excuse to treat other people poorly, to sabotage things for yourself because somebody else did something to you. That's not fair. That's not fair for yourself or other people. Yes, your experience of how it hurts you may be valid, but you have to, you know, holding on to that and not allowing yourself to grieve, feel, you know, that's going to keep you stagnant. All right, so what we got coming towards Pisces at this time? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South Node. Pisces, here we go. What we got coming towards Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South Node. Pisces, please. Pisces, please. Okay. Four of Pentacles reverse. You gotta let that go. What's coming towards Pisces at this time? A Sagittarius could be coming towards you. Five of Cups. Some of you are just not wanting to deal with that feeling of being wrong or the feeling of disappointment. Hangman in reverse. The Lovers. It's kind of like it's hard for you to like admit that the image you had about somebody in your head is not who they really are. You know, that's a hard pill to swallow. It is hard. Okay? But go through that. Go through those feelings. Completely heal. Go through those feelings that tell you my judgment might have been off. Okay, maybe I wasn't listening to my intuition about somebody, about a person. This person has made me feel abandoned, made me feel weak, made me feel small. Okay, it takes a lot of ego, releasing the ego, lowering the ego, the defenses, to admit that situation has hurt you. It's easier to be mad because that feels like, you know, you're still in control. But admit to yourself where you still need to heal, where you haven't been completely honest with yourself about how somebody has hurt you, and why you're not willing to either move on, move forward, open yourself up to new people, okay? Because a new beginning is right here, especially in a romantic relationship sense. Gemini energy right here with the Lovers. But Fool card and Ace of Wands, there's a breakthrough right on the other side of that release, right on the other side of like, okay, I'm going to actually heal now. I'm going to actually move on now. All right. Close the door. Bye. I'm not opening the door again. We're not leaving the door open. None of that. Okay. Four of Wands to the Three of Wands. Long-term stability. Okay. We're not self-sabotaging anymore. We're not making excuses as to why we behave the way that we do. We're not making excuses, playing the blame game anymore. We're taking accountability. You can hold somebody else accountable while still holding yourself accountable too. Okay? Because it takes two. Most times it does take two. Two of Cups. Two. What did I say? Okay? What did you learn from your last relationship that you can apply to new partnerships? Anything else before we get some advice for Pisces? Page of Swords, learning how to communicate in a new way. Two of Cups. There's a very good relationship coming towards you, or something that is is going to really be great for you. You just haven't allowed it to come in because you have this energetic block because you're still either thinking about somebody from the past, still hoping for something to change. It's preventing you from healing, and it's preventing you from attracting something actually stable and good for you. Again, this can be in any sense. This doesn't have to be in a relationship romantically. This can be in friendship, mentorship, work, whatever it is. You have to allow yourself to get unstuck, okay? Because you may feel like you just need some type of closure or, you know, something that you need. Again, we have Taurus energy, Hierophant, we have Sag, and we have Gemini so far. You could be dealing with one of those placements. All right. So, what is the advice? What's the advice for Pisces, please, Spirit? What's the advice for Pisces in dealing with this? 8 of Wands. Ace of Wands again. 10 of Cups. 9 of Swords. 2 of Cups. You got to get out of those fears. Yeah, there's a lot of fears surrounding what moving on means. And those fears of actually feeling the emotions that come with it. The King of Cups as advice with the 9 of Swords. Why is the 2 of Cups here again? But this is like very similar to the Gemini reading, how I was telling them that they're about to be holding themselves accountable for like why they self-sabotage, but theirs is more so in regards to intimacy issues. I don't think you guys are struggling as much with intimacy issues rather than actually facing your own healing about letting go so that new things can come towards you. All right. Or maybe new things have already started to come towards you, but you've been self-sabotaging, you've been pushing them away because you're like still waiting. Instead of moving on, you're still waiting for another situation to get better before you let yourself get close to someone else or something else. All right. But getting out of those fears of what moving on could mean for you. There's no downside to healing from this. Okay, but you have to make that conscious effort. Like, I'm not gonna choose to be blind anymore and act like this isn't happening, act like I'm not supposed to move on. Maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away type of thing. Because it won't. It will not. All right. It's time to like really pick up the pace here. Pick up the pace and put some pep in your step as far as it goes to charging forward. Chariot card, Cancer energy here. Charge forward with conviction, King of Wands, with confidence so that you can be stable and you can have the long-term happiness and the ideal partnerships for you. Instead of like going back to what's comfortable, going back to what is forbidden, you can manifest anything you want, the reality that you desire. But you have to let yourself go through that uncomfortable phase where it's like you're single or you know there's a separation occurring, or you're moving on, you're opening the door to new people, not past people. But you cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick, whether that is physically, emotionally, mentally. Some of you are trying to hold on to somebody or something while trying to move on and heal. There's always going to be a small part of you that will never be fully healed. Okay. So this is your affirmation card. Sorry, I was reading the other one. Maybe it's just a story you're telling yourself. Notice what you say to yourself and others. You have the power to change the story. So change the stories that you're telling yourself about what things are going to be like, or, you know, really examine the stories that you're giving truth and power to. Okay? So that you can move on. Maybe you've built a story about a person that is not realistic to who they actually are. And now you have to kill that story so that you can heal. All right? And rip the Band-Aid off. All right? So thank you so much, Pisces, for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know down in the comments down below. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.